Yeah, the movie's bad. What did you expect?
Okay, just jumping right into it, I see.
Yeah, I'm Sean.
I'm Tennille.
We just got back from a current movie review of the Playmobile Movie.
Playmobile, the movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't even know if most people know that this is showing now, because it seems to be a kind of wide/limited release of this film over here.
Yeah, I know in Europe and I believe Asia, it was released way back in like July or August, something like that. And here in America, we only now got the release of this movie.
I do want to say right off the bat, though, I don't think it's as bad as we've been led on to believe. You know, I think it's been compared unfavorably to Lego Movie, and I think that's pretty unfair, because Lego Movie was really good.
And obviously, like, the concept of
People
or like taking the idea of a well-known toy franchise and turning it into a movie where they're still the toys is obviously directly trying to relate itself to the Lego Movie in that sense. That being said, this goes with a much lazier premise of real people getting transported into a different alternate dimension where it's the toys.
And they don't really do a whole lot of creative things with that premise. In general, I just would say that this movie has a real lack of creativity to it, and
it's like Playmobil themselves. Shots fired.
Oh,
I don't know. As a kid, I just found Playmobil boring compared to Lego.
Well, I think people have a lot less brand loyalty to Playmobil than they do Legos, and you know that's obviously going to hurt it as well. There's just not a whole lot here to get behind, and then the fact that the movie itself kind of takes everything in a really bland, predictable approach doesn't help with that. But this movie isn't bad.
It's not terrible.
No.
It's bad, but it's not terrible.
But it's bad in a very standard kind of way.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we've done all of this before. Also, the voice acting for a lot of characters was rather obnoxious. And also, the singing, because it's a musical for some reason, was definitely not good. Like
very bland.
The songs were written very badly, giving the voice actors very little to work with. Yeah, I would suggest probably don't waste your money to go see this movie.
But if you want to know what the basic premise is a little bit more than what we get in the trailer. Is the movie starts out and it's bookended by 2 live action segments.
Well, are we going to do like a spoiler section?
I just want to give like a brief synopsis of what the story is. I'm not going to go into spoilers.
Okay.
Because I don't think we need to go into a spoiler section,
No,
really.
Not really.
But you have this girl, she's like just graduated high school, is about ready to go to college, and she's like, oh, Mom and Dad, you know, I don't want to go to college. I've saved up money from working, and I want to go travel the world, and I'm going to take my little brother with me.
I don't think she was...
She definitely implied she wanted to take her brother with her.
I assumed it was like, I'll take you with me in the future. Yeah.
I don't know. It definitely had we're ride or die friends, you know? She wanted to take her brother with her. And you know she's spunky and you know she's adventurous because she's got purple highlights.
And she immediately sings a song about how adventurous she is in the opening credits. Like, we're still in the opening credits. The movie has barely started and we're already singing. I'm like, what?
I didn't know this was a musical, but okay. Cut to their parents are dead.
Yup.
Don't even get to meet their parents.
Just police officer at the door. Hey, there was an accident on the highway.
We got some bad news for you.
Yeah, it's
kiddos.
Like, what? Okay.
Good thing you're 18, girl. That means you get to now be financially responsible for your younger brother.
cut to 4 years later, where she is just mom now.
Yeah. So we got a Lilo and Stitch situation going on here, where the older sister's looking after their younger sibling. And then the conflict of the movie is, geez, Marla, why don't you like to have fun anymore? Aren't you over our parents' death?
It's been 4 years.
We never do anything fun. And so then they get transported into this magical world of Playmobil so that Marla can learn to have fun again.
Okay, this is something I have to bring up. This is at Toy Com.
Okay, the younger brother runs away to a toy convention.
Which, he just like, oh look, there's toys over there. I guess I won't go to my friend's house. I'll do this instead.
Yeah, he was gonna run away to go have fun with a friend, but instead he's...
Sneaks into Toy Com.
Which is just weird. Why isn't it Toy Con?
It's a con. It's a convention. You put an N there. Con is a convention, not com.
I wonder if Toy Con is already something that exists, so they couldn't use Toy Con?
They go to PlayCon, or... why com? I don't understand. That's not a thing.
I don't know.
I think that bothers me more than anything else in this movie.
I don't know, Sean. I can't tell you why they did that.
Is that like how you label it in like Europe?
A com? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Someone tell us if it makes any sense to you. But anyway, so she chases, because she has a tracker on his phone. She goes to, because she has a tracker on his phone, she also ends up at the toy convention. And then there's this whole Playmobil giant set, like you would do with Legos. But apparently there's some weirdo that's done this for Playmobil.
It's super huge for no reason.
And then, magical shenanigans happens and they get transported into the world of Playmobil.
Yeah. Then brother gets carried off and sister has to travel the world to find him.
Go rescue him.
That's the basic plot.
That's the basic premise. So as you can probably guess from that premise, you can probably piece together what kind of things happen because of this premise. And everything that you guess
is probably
going to happen, because not only is this movie really basic, it has a million plots going on. And they all have this, very, basic through line to get to the end of it. And what I decided would be fun to do is, instead of going through and nitpicking all of these things, let's instead try and write a better Playmobil movie.
Oh boy. Okay, number 1, parents aren't dead.
Yeah,
Change this plot immediately.
That is the biggest thing that bothers me about this movie, is that Marla, our main character, is seen as a big old sour sport because her parents died and she now has financial responsibility of her brother.
Yeah, that seems like a really bad plot.
That is it's so their parents dying did not need to be the reason to make this plot go forward.
No, just make it she grew up and she doesn't want to play no more.
Yeah, it's just have her they went on their fun adventures around the world and now she's back, she's gone to college, but Marla's serious now, and when she comes back home for the holidays or whatever, her and her brother butt heads because she doesn't want to play silly kids games anymore, but he just wants to have a good time with his sister. And she's there babysitting him because their parents are gone for the weekend or something. And then, boom.
There.
You have your same plot, but without it being, geez, Marla, why don't you get over your dead parents already?
And instead we can just focus on the, geez, Marla, why don't you just have fun again?
Yeah.
It's okay to be a kid and stuff, or whatever.
Which is still kind of whatever, but...
It's still a better plot than dead parents.
Yeah.
Second, we need to get rid of the guy.
Okay, yeah, there's a guy character in this movie, and luckily he's not a forced romance, character for Marla.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid they were going to go that route.
No, instead he's just like your dumbass guy who makes bad deals, lives in a food truck. His voice acting is really obnoxious. I'm just going to say that right now. He's probably the most grating character in the movie.
It's just because they don't give his character any time to just, like, breathe.
Yeah, okay, that's
It's just one-liner after one-liner after one-liner.
Okay, there. That's point number 3. Let the characters rest. This is a movie that
just goes. It's afraid that if it stops for a single moment, you're going to get bored. And instead, I'm getting bored because there's no slower pace.
Yeah, it's constant action. Let's just take a moment here and there to just let things breathe. Take out all the songs and let those moments just be moments for the characters to breathe for a moment. Maybe have a small conversation.
And then move on.
And then we'll move on. We don't
Another thing we need to do is take out the songs.
Yes, take out all the songs. Oh my goodness. They are not good.
They're just really bland.
They don't add anything to the story.
But, okay, instead of having the guide character, because obviously you need to give Marla some kind of, like, travel guide to have her continue exploring the Playmobile world. Otherwise she's just, like, lost and angry and doesn't know what to do. So the whole point is that she needs to learn to lighten up and, like, have fun again. So why don't you give her somebody who
is way too light.
Yeah, who's like has way too much fun and is, you know, like a streetwise, smart aleck kind of Playmobil person. Maybe they're also kind of like a kid or a teenager or something like that. And so along the way, they can form a bond, and she learns to have more fun, and they learn to be more responsible. You know, they can work off of each other. And then when Marla finds her brother again, What?
We're just describing the Trolls movie.
I mean, there's a lot of movies that use this plot, but, you know, it would at least work with the message they're trying to send. Instead of this guy character
who's just using her for her money.
Yeah, it's like, well, he spends about half of the movie just using her for her money, and then when it turns out she doesn't have any money, he's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll help you anyway. Like, they have a little bit of a falling out, but he still comes through in the end.
Yeah, the stakes were very low.
And the only thing that, like, she's given him in return for all this is that he's found his identity as a cook. Even though that's not something she helped him figure out. He just made her food, and she was like, oh, this is really good. And he's like, oh, yeah, I know. I'm really good at cooking.
Yeah, in fact, the only person that really helped him was 007 Daniel Radcliffe. Yep, that's a thing.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe's in this movie. So that leads me to my next point. There are so many set pieces in this movie. Way too many. It makes them all feel really shallow, and I can barely remember half of them.
That's because it's Playmobil.
But showing off more does not equal, like, more adventure, more fun. I think less sets would have done this movie better. Yet again, just give the movie a little bit more time to breathe. Spend some more time in these sets so that they feel more like lived-in spaces.
Yeah, honestly, it's one of those things where this universe, compared to, like, the Lego universe, there is no implied rules of why they're all separate or anything. People can just come and go, and yet they don't really do a whole lot with that. It's instead, no, everyone just kind of sticks to their own biome anyways.
Yeah. Like, you've got this, is it Rex Dasher is Daniel Radcliffe's character.
James Bond. I know he's not James Bond.
He's a James Bond character, and it's so they can have this whole, like, spy infiltration scene, and this is after they already have had, like, a Viking scene, a road trip scene, a Western scene. And this isn't even, like, halfway through the movie. Yeah. We're already here, and we've got to have, like, a spy scene.
And then after the spy scene, we have, like, I don't even remember where they go, but I know they also go to, like,
they go to, like, there's a gas station, there's a future, like, alien club space.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, we end up in Greece or the Roman Colosseum, not Greece. The Roman Colosseum, because that's the bad guy. Mm-hmm. He wants people. He's grabbing people from all over to fight in his Colosseum. Woo!
The bad guy. That's another thing we need to change.
Okay.
Okay, so the bad guy's motivations are super, super shallow, and that's okay for a kid's film. But, like, they're so shallow that they almost don't matter at all. Like, he's not just plain out evil.
He's like, I'm only collecting people because I need to collect people, otherwise everyone will rise up against me.
No, it's not even that. He's just like, I just like killing people in my Colosseum. It entertains people, I guess.
Well, no, that's what he's saying is he collects people to fight in his tournament just so that the townspeople don't get bored and overthrow him. That's the plot of why he's collecting people. It's really stupid. It's like, what? You could probably expand this a little bit more. Maybe he wants to, I don't know, take over the other areas.
Right. It's like he's a Roman emperor. Why doesn't
he want to expand?
Like, he specifically is not just trying to grab like anybody to throw in there. He wants the best of the best fighters. Mm-hmm. So if you want the best of the best fighters, why isn't his motivation like Playmobil domination, where he wants to take over like all the lands and or something, you know? Like, he needs more going on than just, I want to throw these people in the Colosseum. Like, we can still have that same basic premise, but like, it should have a little bit more impact than just, oh, I just want them to get eaten.
Yeah, because it's a T-Rex. He's feeding them to a T-Rex that he stole from the Jurassic biome.
Because that's a place we spend time in too. For all of like 4 seconds before we cut to somewhere else and the characters have already found their way out of it.
Yep, it didn't take them long. Yeah.
Those are just some starters that we would do to change this movie.
Like, obviously we could go a lot more in depth, but I don't feel that we need to.
No, it's just like, I just feel like there's some obvious changes here you could make to make this a smoother experience. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for the Playmobil movie.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot to say about it.
Got any words of wisdom for us, Sophie?
None of our cats meow.
No. I mean, this one kind of meows sometimes, but like...
How you doing, sweetie?
She's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Gonna say anything? No?
No, that's okay.
Alright, that's going to be it for this review. The next and last review of the year is going to be Spies in Disguise from Blue Sky. And it's coming out Christmas Day, and we're going to be in Florida, so it's going to be late.
Yeah.
We're gonna
so is our review for the end of the year where we talk about all the movies.
Yeah, so what'll probably happen is the first weekend of 2020 we'll review Spies in Disguise, and then maybe the next weekend we'll talk about
all the movies of 2019.
Of 2019, yeah. Either way, that's it. So bye.
See you later.